Hello my dear students, I hope you all are in good health. So students, in this video we are going to start a very new chapter, that is Animal Kingdom. So in this chapter we will see the different kinds of animals. We know depending on the presence or absence of vertebral column or backbone, the animals they are classified as invertebrates and vertebrates. Invertebrates are those animals which are without vertebral columns, such as starfish or butterfly. However, vertebrates are those animals which have vertebral columns, such as mammals. So here in this chapter we will study the different phylums and their unique features of each phylum. In your syllabus the 5 features are mentioned, so we will take the 5 unique features of each phylum. So starting from the phylum 1, that is phylum Porifera. Phylum Porifera, here the unique features which we are going to study are: first one is habit and habitat, then is level of organization, then is body wall, body surface, central cavity, canal system and skeleton. So let us just see why they are known as poriferans. The animals under phylum Porifera, why they are known as poriferans? Since they have pores all over their body. All over their body they have holes present to draw the water inside them. And these pores are known as ostia. And through the ostia, the water is withdrawn inside the body. So that is why ostia is known as inlet pores. Let us see what is the habit and habitat. These animals, they are found in sea, only few are found in fresh water, and they are found attached to the bottom of the sea or a pond. This is their habit and habitat. Then is the level of organization. Level of organization is, they show cellular level of organization. In your book it is 4th point, cellular level of organization. This means the body is made up of cells, but these cells, they are not at all differentiated to form tissues. If tissues are not formed, ultimately organs and organ systems are not at all formed. So therefore organ systems such as excretory system, digestive system, respiratory system, they are absent in these animals. Means all these functions of digestion, respiration, excretion, circulation, exchange of gases, all these role is performed by a cell. So therefore they have a cellular level of organization. This means the cells, they are not at all differentiated to form tissues. This is your second unique feature of the phylum Porifera. Then is the body surface. Body surface means they have the pores, that is we have studied ostia all over their body to withdraw the water inside. Then is the body wall. In the body wall, that is the 7th point given in your book. Body wall consists of 2 layers. The 2 layers are, first one is the outer layer, that is known as spinacoderm, and the other one is the innermost layer is known as choanoderm. So let us assume this is the body of the sponge. The outer layer is known as spinacoderm, this is the outermost layer, and the innermost layer, it is known as choanoderm. And there is a gelatinous material between these 2 layers. So between the outer dermal layer, that is known as spinacoderm, and the innermost layer, that is known as choanoderm, in between these 2 cellular layers there is a non-cellular layer made up of gelatinous or gel-like material, in which there are different types of cells or materials found, that we will study right now. But let us see, this non-cellular layer is known as mesenchyme or mesohyal layer. So the body wall consists of the outer dermal layer that is known as pinacoderm and the inner layer is known as choanoderm. In between these two layers there is a gelatinous material, and this layer, it is non-cellular and it is known as mesenchyme or mesohyal. So in between the pinacoderm and the choanoderm there is a layer that is known as mesenchyme. We will see the role of this mesenchyme later on. So I hope it is clear to everyone that body wall, it is formed of two layers, that is pinacoderm is the outermost layer and the choanoderm is the innermost layer, and in between these two layers there is a gelatinous material and a non-cellular layer that is known as mesenchyme. This is the body wall. Then body surface, we have just studied that the body surface, all over their body there are pores present. These pores or holes, they are known as ostia, through which water is taken inside the body of the sponges. Then there is a central cavity that is known as spongiocele. So there is another central cavity that is known as spongiocele, and this spongiocele is also known as paragastric cavity, and this paragastric cavity or spongiocele, it opens into the terminal opening that is known as osculum. So they have only one opening that is known as osculum. When the water will enter through ostia, it will circulate inside the central cavity that is known as spongiocele or paragastric cavity. Then water will be expelled out through the terminal opening. This is the terminal opening that is known as osculum. So this is about the central cavity. Then there is a canal system. In canal system, their body wall is permeated by a system of canals or chambers. So number of canals or chambers are present which open into the spongiocele. So the canal system consists of number of pores, that is the ostia. This ostia, it will bring the water inside the body of the sponge or the poriferan. This water will circulate inside the paragastric cavity that is known as spongiocele, and the waste will be passed out through the terminal opening that is known as osculum. So we have observed that all these roles will be performed by the cells. So that is why they have cellular level of organization, means no specific digestive system, excretory system or any organ system is not at all formed in these poriferans. So all the functions, all the role, it is performed by the cells. So the canal system consists of number of pores, that is ostia, and through this ostia water will enter. Now the question arises, how the water will enter? Let us see. The pinacoderm, that is the outermost layer, it is formed of two types of cells, that is pinacocytes and porocytes. The pinacocytes, it is forming the outer covering of the sponge. So the pinacocytes, they are the epithelial cells which form the outer covering of the sponge, and the porocytes, the another cells which are forming the pinacoderm, that is outer dermal layer of the sponge. It controls the flow of water through the openings, that is through inlet pores, that is ostia. There is the choanoderm. Choanoderm is the innermost layer. It consists of cells known as choanocytes or collar cells. These are the very specialized cells since they have the flagella. Now the role of the choanocytes or the collar cells of the choanoderm, which is the innermost layer of the sponge, it is very much important in canal system, since constant beating of the flagella of these choanocytes or the collar cells generates water current, and when the water current is generated, water will enter from the external medium into the body of the sponge, and it will take the food and the oxygen with it, and ultimately this will circulate the water current, and taking the food and the oxygen, it will circulate in the paragastric cavity that is known as spongiocele, and then the waste will be expelled out through the terminal large opening that is present at the top of the body that is known as osculum. So the canal system basically generates the water current, which will help in the exchange of the material between the external medium and the body of the sponge. So this is the role of the choanoderm. The choanoderm consists of cells known as choanocytes, also known as collar cells. These are the very specialized cells since they have the flagella, so they are known as flagellated cells, and the constant beating of the flagellated cells generate water current which will help in the exchange of the material between the external medium and the body of the sponge. Then the skeleton. The endoskeleton of the sponges is made up of the mesenchyme, and this mesenchyme consists of spongin fibers, spicules and amoebocytes. The spongin fiber, the spicules and the amoebocyte, these are present in the gelatinous material that is in the mesenchyme. The spongin fibers, they are made up of proteins. Spicules, they are spine-like structures. They are made up of calcium or salicylic acid. So there are two types of spicules. Calcareous spicules. Spicules means spine-like structure. So calcareous spicules and siliceous spicules. The calcareous spicules, they will be formed of calcium carbonate, and the siliceous spicules, they are formed of salicylic acid. Then another one is, and these are the amoebocytes. Amoebocytes, they are the cells present in the gelatinous material, and these amoebocytes, they deliver the nutrients to the cells. So this is the role of the mesenchyme. The mesenchyme, it is making the endoskeleton of the body of the sponge. So we have studied in this video about the unique features, the distinguishing features of the phylum Porifera. So let us revise what we have studied: the habit and habitat. Then is the level of organization, in which we have studied there is cellular level of organization. Then we have studied the body wall. The body wall is made up of two layers, that is spinacoderm, and the inner layer is known as choanoderm. And then we have studied the body surface. Then we have studied the canal system. Canal system consists of choanocytes. Choanocytes consist of flagella. They are basically the cells in which flagella is present. The beating of the flagella generates water current. So water will enter through the pores. It will circulate in the spongiocele and will be passed out through osculum. Then the skeleton. The endoskeleton of the sponges is made up of gelatinous material, that is mesenchyme. Here it consists of spongin fibers, spicules and amoebocytes. So this is all for today. Take care everyone.